Welcome to Coffee Talk by CertiProf. My name is Gina Gilling. This is a space to share and discuss educational topics with guests who have a passion for teaching and an interest for learning. In this episode, we're going to talk about blockchain. And today we have the pleasure of talking to Alexandre Figueiredo. He's a project management professional with over 20 years of experience. Hi, Alexandre, how are you? Welcome to our
How are you doing, Gina? Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very excited to have you here. I myself don't think have a lot of knowledge about blockchain. So I wanted to talk to one of our professionals so we can help some of our lifelong learners to learn a little bit more. So let's start with the basic. Can you explain what blockchain is?
All right, let's try to explain in a very calm way, very simple way. A blockchain is a network, used to record some transactions, for example, or some contracts, right? So we can consider as a public ledger, right, where you can record different types of transactions. First of all, like if I send you some Bitcoins, for example, right? So we need a place to record that because it's a decentralized system, right? So there is no a bank, there's no a government ruling all the situation or validating the situation. So all these informations, are grouped in some blocks created by miners. It's one player of this ecosystem, right? In order to resolve some technical problem, mathematical problem, right? And block and lock this information and the encrypted information, right? In order to certify that the money I expend exists, and I send it to you now, you are the owner of that, all right? So in a simple way, is something like this.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, one of the things that I like about blockchain, like you just mentioned, is just that we don't have any middleman or like a central server. And right. It's so funny because it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was created in 1991, and it was intended to timestamp digital documents like notary. And now it just like evolved to something even more. So I think that was something like really cool about it. And now one of the things that people say about blockchain is that it cannot get hacked. Is that true?
Well, I don't know if it cannot be hacked. Every time we have a system, every time we have applications, perhaps one day we can have problems with security. Yeah, but I can tell you that it's super difficult to hack a network, a blockchain network. I don't remember it happens with Bitcoin, for example, network, right? But what can be hacked? It's your wallet, your broker. So we have to take care about this regular issue, but it can happen with a regular bank also, or even a government, right? But because of the cryptography of the system, and all the players around all the information which are distributed, is very difficult to hack the network. Understand what I mean? But it doesn't mean that the criminals cannot get your Bitcoins if you have it in your computer or in your broker. Understand what I mean? That's why we need to have a ledger or a cold wallet, we call. Yeah, we can use hot wallet on the internet, right? Or you download the application and you will store your cryptocurrencies, right? Or you keep it in the device called ladder, say cold wallet. So then you have no connection with the internet. So it's difficult to install it, Okay. The only problem is if you lose your passwords, your keys. Yeah, it happens a lot. A high percentage of Bitcoins are lost because of that. People lose it or people die it. Nobody has the password to get the cryptocurrency. Understand what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Right. And can you talk a little bit more about the hash? What a hash is within blockchain?
Yeah, the hash is the result of this cryptography process. You get all these transactions in a ledger, right? And the system makes encrypted all these data, creating a unique hash. So if you change one letter or one number in this data, right, it changes the hash. The nice thing in the blockchain, that's why it calls blockchain, because you get all these transactions united in the block, right? And you generate by the cryptography process a hash. And this hash is mentioned in the header of a next block, right? So we connect each other. So if you try to change the data of a block, a ledger, right? You have to change all the other blocks, right? But it's public, so you have to have a super fast computer capacity to do it at once, and thousands of computers spread abroad, worldwide. So it's very difficult to hack this information, right?
You say it's more like a fingerprint type of thing, like the hash, which is like very unique.
It is absolutely unique. It's the result of a complicated mathematical calculation, right? And it is unique, right?
That's awesome. So every time that you mention blockchain, people immediately think about like cryptocurrency. But I know that blockchain is not only cryptocurrency. So where can you actually use blockchain, like where blockchain is used?
Oh, you can run smart contracts. You can run insurance. You can lend and borrow money, right? You can record property ownership. You can track goods during the production, right? So involving the production, IoT, data from equipment and automation, the sensors and the factories, you can store all this information. You can use the blockchain as well for digital signature. So, for example, nowadays, we can have problems with fake news, right? So perhaps something you write or something you record, you can have a digital signature recorded in the blockchain. So nobody can change this information, that you can prove the ownership of that piece of data or video or whatever, So we have many applications that we cannot figure out how many applications we can have. Just like when the internet appeared, nobody could imagine how many things we could do today. Yeah, we are talking about, I don't know, since 1990 something, right? I remember the time, I live in that time, we didn't have internet. We didn't have even a computer at home, When I saw the internet for the first time, I said, wow, okay, it takes 2 hours to open an image, you cannot run anything.
That. Or like the phone, when you had to connect like the phone line and then
yes, the noise, yeah. Yeah. So in that time I thought, wow, okay, it sounds nice, but I don't see any application because I could not think about that. So I studied chemistry. I decided to study chemistry engineering in that time, But you see, then we had amazing evolution, yeah. So we can see now a future unfolding in front of our eyes, is a new era, is a new internet, is a new way to use the internet, because we know very well how to use internet nowadays, but now we have much more opportunities because we can work with decentralized currency. We can work with decentralized contract, with smart contract. We can work with decentralized finance, right? We can use the blockchain to store tons of datas, right? So it's very safe, it's very fast, and it's cheap, So we don't need the banks, yeah. We don't need the governments. We can use it in a safe way, right? To create new business, to create new opportunities in the market,
Yeah, that's amazing. So you just mentioned like how we pretty much can use it for anything that we don't want to get changed or hacked, or like something that we want to keep secured. So how can companies use blockchain?
Well, as I said, with the decentralized finance, we can see many players, new players in the market. For example, in Brazil, we used to have 4 or 5 banks. With the digital banks, now we have plenty. They are conquering the market because they don't have a tax, they don't have fees, they don't have anything. It is so cheap, right? So you can use your bank in your mobile, right? You don't have this physical banks on the streets, right? With the blockchain and with all this technology involved in all these applications and new companies being created surrounding the blockchain, you know, all the ecosystem involving a certain blockchain network. Now we have many other possibilities, yeah, because when you can run a smart contract without having a bank or without having a government or a judge or whatever, you know, because when you sign digitally, the contract is recorded, you know, in the blockchain, nobody can change it. It will be executed automatically because of that, you know. So if I get money from you, right, I borrow money for you and I give some guarantee, and there is a smart contract involved in the blockchain. If I don't fulfill my part in the agreement, you will get my guarantee automatically. I can do anything, you know. So it's one application. We can have insurance. We can have so many things. Yeah, we can even imagine nowadays.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now you have mentioned smart contract twice. So can you explain what smart contracts are and what are the benefits?
Right. The benefits is that because when the blockchain started, we started with the Bitcoin, right? The Bitcoin in 2009, after the crash in 2007, 2008, in that time I was in the market playing with stocks, right? So that was really hard. And that's the consequence of inflationary problems. We have so many credits, governments printing money, you know, and then you have a bubbles, yeah? And in 2007, 2008, we have this problem in the market, a worldwide financial crisis. So a person, so-called Satoshi Nakamoto, has written a white paper regarding the Bitcoin, right? A peer-to-peer way to pay, to transfer money without having this financial system or government involved, right? So in that time, in 2009, appeared the Bitcoin and, of course, the Bitcoin network. Then the Bitcoin network is used to basically transfer Bitcoin. It's a specific network for that. After that, a genius, Vitalik, created Ethereum network, right? And he moved forward, not just transactions. Now you can run a contract inside of the network. Plus, we can add new tokens on the Ethereum networks. You can run a DeFi, completely new market inside of it. So it's evolution from this network, right? So the smart contracts, you can borrow money, right? You can run contracts. You can use it for insurance. You can do create NFTs, non-fungible tokens, right, to collection or to earn money. This month, my soccer team launched their currency, you know, their cryptocurrency. So they rose millions of dollars because of this, so selling that, you know. So it's a new market, right? And we are just in the beginning, right?
Yeah, one of the things that I like about the smart contracts is that since they're running on blockchain, they pretty much become like a self-operating computer. So they run exactly as programmed without any chance of censorship or like downtime, deception, or like how you have mentioned before, any third-party interception. So when we're talking about smart contracts now, you just mentioned Ethereum. So right. What is the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah, the Bitcoin network is very similar to Ethereum, but it's evolution, as I said. You can do more with the blockchain, more than just transact money, right? You can run all these smart contracts. You can open a decentralized organization inside of the network. You know, you can create new kinds of business inside, not just transacting, you know, the Bitcoin, or you have so many possibilities. You can launch, for example, the non-fungible tokens. You can create new possibilities of business. You can have several opportunities that we still don't know, you know. It all runs in Ethereum nowadays, but there are some new technologies coming, new networks coming, like Cardano, Solana, you know. We can always say that it's a kind of blockchain 3.0.
Would you say that Ethereum is like the king of smart contracts?
Yes, for a while, but they still work with a proof of work. So we consume a lot of energy. Okay. They will change it in the near future, perhaps I think in the next year, to the proof of stake technology, where you can find it in Cardano and Solana. Understand what I mean?
Yes.
So then we consider a blockchain 3.0, you know?
Of course. So now, like, let's say like somebody's watching this and they're like, oh my God, like I really want to start implementing blockchain. But according to your experience, what are the key challenges for blockchain adoption?
Well, for a while, I think the regulation is a challenge, right? Because the governments are a little bit scary regarding the size of this market, you know, but, you know, people are adopting the cryptocurrency. People are adopting the blockchain technology. That's not something that you can only say, oh, we cannot use it, you know, because nowadays we have, I don't know, almost 200 million people using the world, right? It's rising rapidly. We have already $2 trillion in this market, all right? But only 2% of the whole money in the market, you know, so the future is amazing. When we have this regulation issues resolved, yeah, the money will come, you know, it's inevitable. And all other business will use it. IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence, you know, is everything connected? Everything will use it. Exactly. Payment, DeFi, you know, it's a new market in front of us, you know.
Yeah, like we actually had a coffee talk about artificial intelligence, and it's like amazing how, like, cause some people get scared of the unknown, and some people think, oh my God, like artificial intelligence is gonna take over the world. But what they don't understand is that thanks to technology, things have been evolving. And like, for example, you just mentioned at the beginning that we didn't get to have a computer until, like, I don't know, 1990 something. But because before, computers were not accessible for like people like us. But thanks to technology, now we do. It's pretty much like everyone, not everyone, but most of the people have a computer at home, and that has opened the opportunity to have new industries. So like you mentioned, like blockchain, artificial intelligence, what's going to happen? I mean, it's not new, but we're learning about it, and it's going to be, thanks to that technology, we're going to be able to have access to new stuff, to new industries, and we just have to make sure that we're evolving with the technology and are not scared about it.
It's true. And think, for example, a country like Brazil, or countries in Africa or whatever. Yeah. Here in Brazil, we have more mobile phones than citizens. And we have much more than 200 million mobile phones. But, you know, perhaps not the half of the people, the citizens, have a bank account. But in the near future, right, all of them can use cryptocurrency. I'm not saying Bitcoin, because our government is developing a cryptocurrency, right? Mm-hmm. They are developing our real in a digital way. So today we can make transactions with a system called Pix, right? Which I can send almost peer-to-peer in the 24 hours a day, right? Money to other person. I still need a bank, but soon, very soon, perhaps in the maximum next year, the government will create a digital wallet where you can download and you can load with money with our currency. So we don't need a paper anymore. So all this technology, you know, comes from blockchain technology. Understand what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They are taking consideration all this technology creating in order to create a digital currency. It will happen in the United States, it will happen in Europe, it will happen here in Brazil, in Africa. They have a problem with their currency, you know, has no value. So they use Bitcoin, you know. So regular people will be integrating that. And now, more than ever, blockchain is becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
And the money will come, and all the business, all startups, and all resources will come to this market. So if you are prepared now, this is the decade of the blockchain. I can tell you that. As in the past, 10 years was the decade of, I don't know, social media. 20 years ago, the internet, you know. So if you study now, if you prepare now, you get your qualification, your training, your certification, you have a good future in front of you.
You would just have to adapt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's so many myths about blockchain. So I'm gonna read you some myths, and you're gonna tell me if it's false or true or false. Okay. So
all right, well, let's try.
Blockchain and cryptocurrency are the same. True or false?
False.
Why?
Blockchain is a network. Cryptocurrency, you know, is used inside of the blockchain to transact something. Understand?
Yeah.
So cryptocurrency is nothing more information recorded in a ledger inside of a blockchain network. Okay? You don't have a cryptocurrency. I have it here to play with my daughter, right? I have a Bitcoin, right? But you don't have it. You have a line of data saying that Alexandre has, I don't know, 1 Bitcoin. You know, when I give it to you, we have a new line in the ledger saying, okay, now Gina has that Bitcoin. Understand?
Yeah, okay. Next one. All blockchains are public blockchains.
No, it's a myth. we have a private blockchain. Yeah, we can have, for example, RippleNet. RippleNet, you know, they are establishing lots of business between companies, banks, right, as well as governments. So if you want to transfer money from one country to another country, you can use this system as a blockchain, a private blockchain. It's not public, so nobody can see this transaction, but it uses the same technology of a public network. Understand? Blockchain network.
Great. The next one. This technology only targets the financial domain.
No, it's not true. We said that we can use in many things. For example, we can create a token, educational token. We can record our certifications in a blockchain, so nobody can copy that. Understand? We can record information for IoT. We can do many other things. All right. Collectible. We can create NFT, non-fungible tokens with collectible things, you know, and record that on blockchain.
Great. What about blockchain is just a database?
No, it's not just a database, because we can run smart contracts.
Good.
And right.
Yeah. And the last one is the blockchain is free and highly accessible. Is that true or not?
I think it's not. Yeah, you can have access, of course, but you have a fees, because we have to pay the miners, the validators. So as we don't have a bank, we don't have a government, but I have a people to ensure the safety of the data. You know, when I make this transaction, someone needs to check if I have this cryptocurrency that I'm giving to Gina. Understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And the work to close the block are made by the miners. They get all these datas, they create this hash. That's why we have this hash rate. When there are too many transactions at the same time, their hash rate, the cost of their hash rate goes up, right? So we have these fees. Nowadays, to make a transaction is quite expensive,
Yeah, that's true. As an expert, what do you know about the future of blockchain?
Oh, the future. I don't know. Well, as I told you, we have I don't know, $2 trillion in this market. Can be much more in the near future. We don't know yet how many applications we have genius people work on that. They are really nerds, they know things that we can't even imagine. And when I saw an interview of Vitalik, I think, it's difficult to follow,
I know.
And nowadays they are trying to think something new for the network, some new applications. Yeah, it's difficult to figure out.
I know.
But for sure, it's the future. Yeah.
Amazing. So, Alexandre, what's the #1 advice that you can provide to our lifelong learners that are interested in learning about blockchain?
It's an enormous market in front of us, lots of opportunities. If you can dedicate time, effort, forget these myths, it's a reality. It exists. It's not monopoly money, it's true, it's for real. There are business around, big companies get involved on that. So if you know about blockchain, if you know about tokenization, if you know about all these possibilities in business around it, worked by a startup, if knew about programming, right, to work on that, to connect different networks, it's a great opportunity to be a specialist on this market nowadays. Yeah, study project management, of course. Yeah, it's an area that I love. Connected with technology and these disruptive technologies. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of opportunity, and like what you just mentioned, like it's going to happen. It is going to affect our future. So we just better start learning about it as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, right? It's already the present. It's not only the future. Eh? It's happening now in front of us. Eh?
True. Alexandre, thank you so much for your time and for sharing all of your knowledge with our lifelong learners.
Oh, you are welcome, man.
Thank you, Alexandre. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for everyone that decided to be here with us, and we hope this space has been an inspiration to promote the professional growth of our community. If you want to know more about our blockchain certifications, visit us at CertiProf.com. You can follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as CertiProf. Let us know in the comments below what other topics you would like us to discuss. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, turn on the notification bell to know about our upcoming episodes. Thank you so much for your time and see you soon. Bye-bye.